the uncertainty is quite high in the macro. But what we've experienced so far this year is actually traffic is very healthy into our channels. So yes, of course, people have a little bit less money to spend, but we've had a pretty good year so far.
I think every retailer has effectively seen the patterns play out over the past, and the first hint that something is not quite right, a trading down, a consumer that is taking longer to make a purchase, buying a little bit less in the basket. Any evidence in your stores that that's taking place so far?
Well, I mean, first of all, the world is not cut in one cloth, right? So we can see that Australia, for instance, seems to be like one chapter behind Europe. So the kind of fears we had in Europe last year on macro and interest rates and whatnot, that wasn't prevalent there. It is now. So we can see that this is softening in Australia, whereas Europe is kind of a little bit ahead, in particular in our business. US kind of lives on its own cycle somehow with everything that's going on. But we still have a rather good business going on in the US. So, you know, people still give gifts. People still have anniversaries, as we know. So we sit in a pretty good space.
Just a reminder that there's all kinds of men out there saying, it's not coming up, is it? It's anniversary warning, and I say this, and I hope I'm not being sexist, but it always seems to be us men who forget these absolutely key anniversaries. So you're just a little gentle reminder to all the gentlemen out there. Alexander, I don't often start off by being really kind to CEOs. I always try and find what the issues are, but honestly, I think your strategy of the last couple of years, the Phoenix strategy, has just hit the sweet spot. Unbelievable, the zeitgeist. You talking about a lower price point as well. Look. It's brutally obvious that Pandora was confused at who its market was. It was brutally obvious that it had price points all over the shop and just couldn't work it out. You've been very clear to this channel and to other people as well. You've lowered your price point. You've thought, where is our core market? And it's absolutely hit the ground running. And obviously, in terms of people spending less but still buying goods, as you say, we've still got anniversaries. I've just checked. Mine's not till December. The fact of the matter is, it's all very confusing.
December.
What happens to that strategy next? Because, OK, tick, tick, tick. It's worked really well. How do you evolve that strategy?
Yeah, so a couple of things. So first of all, what we did, we went back to the roots. And any business that struggles, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, did we stray? And I think Pandora strayed. So this is not magic. I mean, we really went back to the roots, an affordable and desirable proposition. That's it. We focused back on our charms business because that's kind of the thrust of where Pandora came from. Looking forward, we have a couple of vectors. The first one is actually to drive up the desirability of the brand. That will allow it to become a more of a full jewelry house. Today...
Just tell me, that's spending money on marketing?
That's spending money on marketing, of course.
More than you have been spending?
Not necessarily. We can spend our money smarter, more consistent. You will see, you know, we have a capital markets today, and we're actually sharing a little bit where we're going. But the end game somehow is to make Pandora a destination for all jewelry purchases that are in that segment that we sit in, not just charms. So that's a fantastic growth vector for us.